Welcome back. A new NBC News poll shows Americans are feeling negative about President Trump's job performance, particularly when it comes to the economy. According to the latest NBC News Decision Desk poll, when asked about inflation and the cost of living, 61% of Americans say they disapprove of the president's handling of it so far. 59% said they disapprove of President Trump's handling of trade and tariffs. Joining us now, former Republican Congressman Deborah Ringleman and Michael Hardaway, former communications director for now House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries and publisher of the Hardaway Wire. Congressman, the economy is the top issue across all parties, yet the president is seeing his weakest numbers on this issue. Should the White House be worried about it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, there's even personal examples. You know, I own distilleries, not only AI companies, but I own distilleries. But we just got a 50% tariff notice for glass and some of the other things that we use to do bottling on our lines. And for the last 2 weeks, we've been trying to figure out what do you do, right? Do you actually raise prices? Do we limit production? What do we do with bottles? Do we forward lean and get more bottles, right? When I talk about pallets, I'm talking thousands and thousands of dollars in added costs for our companies. I can't imagine what it's doing to larger manufacturers if you go downstream on tariffs. The economy is the single biggest thing here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I can tell you that, especially with the job losses up north with government jobs and contractor jobs, and you're seeing sort of these arbitrary cuts coming down right through DOGE and through other mechanisms. So for right now, I think the economy is not in a great place. If you look at the revised June numbers going down, only 22,000 jobs added this month. The messaging, I think, from Democrats and independents could be simply, this is a failed experiment in the first 8 months, and there has to be a course correction.
And so, Michael, what kind of opportunity does this present for Democrats? And what is the message? It's one thing to say, see what President Trump's policies are doing. It's another to present a clear and motivating vision for people to choose Democrats in the next election.
Yeah, the congressman is right. I mean, this economy, it's a bloodbath. You've got $1.2 trillion in credit card debt that people are now relying on because they have no money, and they're using that to pay for groceries and everything else. And Democrats have to answer that with a message. Just like Republicans had the contract with America in the 90s, Democrats should create their own. They should say, this is how we're going to improve your lives.
What kind of options could they offer Americans? Because I think back to the campaign, President Trump was like, we're going to get rid of taxes on tips and overtime. We're going to, reduce, we're going to have the tariffs. And so he's given like specific things that he planned to do, and he's doing it.
So I'm a big fan, actually, so Trump has this tax, which he calls tariffs, right? We should, for instance, give a rebate check to every middle-class American using that money from those tariffs. It could be $10,000. It could be $5,000. But Democrats should say, we're mailing a check to everyone's house using the money from these tariffs that Trump put in place. That would be one thing that helps everyone. I think looking at the economy, there are 7 million people that are unemployed. That in part is due to the tariffs, again, because if companies have to pay these tariff fees, that's less money on their balance sheet they could be using to hire people. Again, Democrats can't just say Trump is doing a terrible job, which he is. They have to lay out a plan. And I think they're working on that, and I think they'll get there. But just like the contract with America in the 90s, that's what the Democrats need here.
And look at this. When asked which emotion best describes their feelings about the Trump presidency, unsurprisingly, many Democrats are furious. Most Republicans are thrilled, happy, or satisfied, but just 8% of independents report positive feelings toward the actions of the Trump administration. Congressman Riggleman, what could that mean for the midterms next year?
You know what? It's pretty amazing when you look at why the Republicans want to gerrymander so badly right now when you see an economy like this, right? Really legalized corruption when you talk about gerrymandering. But what that means is that there's a very small percentage that determines national elections and midterm elections with the small number of swing districts. And if you get my gosh, Anna, if you get a 2 to 4% change just in independent votes, you could change entire House majorities by not 10 seats or 15 seats, but by 40 to 50 seats. So when you see an economy tanking and you see really, I would say, people that are unqualified to make decisions on how the economy should run, and people that are simply sycophants that are going along with this tariff nonsense, you have this issue right now where people are going to feel it so badly, regardless of the numbers that come out of the White House, whether they're manipulated or not. And I think that's what you're going to see right at the local levels. Microeconomies influence macroeconomies. And when you have people that are unhappy, that's a cascading effect. And that could mean really bad things for the GOP in the midterms.
And again, the independent number is the one that really got me, just 8% with positive feelings.
Unbelievable.
About